Today I'm up bright and early. I've driven an hour and 20 minutes out into the Siuslaw National Forest near Mapleton, Oregon. And I'm taking a trail that is just uphill from the Sweet Creek Falls Trail, which I've done a couple of times. And I'm looking for something called the Beaver Creek Falls Trail. We'll see what it's like. It's so beautiful out here in the Siuslaw, and you know how much I love waterfalls. It's not a very long trail, so I'm probably gonna focus, pun intended, on the photography and just spending some time out here in nature. The last couple of weeks, my partner and I have been taking an epic road trip in the eastern United States, and we saw some really cool places, which I've made videos about. And now we're back in Oregon. It's been a big adjustment, actually, with the time zone, going back to work and that kind of thing. And I'm just really needing some time and space to come back to myself. And there's no better way for me to do that than to come out and spend some time in the woods. Just moving and breathing the fresh air and being with the plants, listening to the water that's rushing in the background here, and just reflecting and being and remembering who I am. There's a lot of skunk cabbage out here along the trail. It's interesting just to be growing along the trail like a wildflower. Usually it's concentrated in particularly wet spots, but on this trail, it's really just growing all along here, right next to the trail, like the other wildflowers. There's also a lot of wild ginger, another sign of a wet site, and oxalis. A lot of indicators of the wetness of this area along this trail. Right now, I'm thinking a lot about people in the pandemic and how isolated some people have become. I just realized that in all of my, life and busyness and trying to stay connected with someone in my life seems to have disconnected. When someone unplugs or goes dark from their gadgets and social media, I can understand. I mean, I often think about doing that, how nice it would be just to unplug, and sometimes I do it temporarily. And then in this time where that's kind of the only way that we're able to stay in touch with people and maintain our friendships and our connections, especially when you know that maybe you're one of the few people that someone is able to connect with, it's really concerning and jarring if someone disappears from the network and you really don't have another way to connect with them or check and make sure they're okay, or know if they've done this for some sort of really awesome self-care, healthy reason, or if they're checking out because they're just feeling too alone. For me, this time of a lot of alone time, family time, home time, woods time has really been awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not fun that I think at this point I've had 15 friends and family pass away. None from COVID, actually, just from, cancer and heart disease and those kinds of things. But in terms of my personal life and how I'm functioning, I really use the time to learn so many things about healthy lifestyle, about taking care of myself, about making healthy habits and being as high functioning as I can possibly be, and finding ways to connect deeply with people. And the online communication situation has connected me with people that I can connect deeply with, as opposed to just, feeling like I can't connect very deeply with the people who happen to be in my environment. So it's been really wonderful. It's been wonderful for my partner as well in similar ways. And also, there's some isolation. And as we were traveling and we were meeting some of the people we only get to connect with online, the richness of that in-person connection really stood out to me. And just how lovely it is to see people in 3 dimensions and see their mannerisms and the texture of their skin and their hair and their facial expressions in ways that you don't get to see in 2 dimensions. And we never see ourselves because we're always looking, in a camera or a mirror or something like that. And so it's really that aspect of our beauty and our humanity is only there for other people to appreciate. They're the only ones that can see us that way and really truly appreciate it in their internal world. And that's just really struck me in my interactions recently. Look at all this wild ginger growing out of the top of this old dead log. Like a lot of people, I have gone to a completely remote work style since the pandemic, and I'm intending to stay that way because for me, it provides so much freedom. I mean, I was just, working for a week in Ohio, visiting my daughter at school there, and then traveling in the southeastern United States, checking it out. I've never been there before. Really opened my mind and confronted a lot of my internal biases, and I love it when that happens. And I think there's nothing like travel to help that happen really quickly. Just to go somewhere else, find out how other people live, and confront a lot of your preconceived notions about them. And that's super valuable, and I had a really wonderful eye-opening time doing that, and I want to do it some more. and being able to just take my laptop with me and go to Airbnbs that have good Wi-Fi and keep my work going while I'm traveling really, really contributes to my satisfaction in life. And also, it's really important to schedule time. You know, join the Slack channels, have conversations, nerd out on things that you're interested in, have one-to-one meetings, no matter how brief, to just kind of have some water cooler talk and connect with other people so that isolation isn't affecting all of your lives negatively. The roots of this tree have some cool rocks bound up in them. There's something really epic coming up here. The trail has turned back sharply, and all this water that I've been hearing in the background is looking like it makes some sort of awesome series of waterfalls over there. My most recent videos, my voice is kind of quiet, and maybe some words get lost or things trail off a little bit. I have kind of a tickle in my throat. I've been really sick a few weeks ago and my voice isn't quite fully back, and it's kind of cold, and you know, allergens are coming up and that sort of thing. It's super beautiful. It's just that it's affecting my voice, and I don't have really great equipment. Like, I take all of my photos and all of my videos on my Google Pixel phone. I don't like to carry a bunch of stuff. I don't like to be out in the woods with a bunch of gadgets. I'm kind of just like, every once in a while, talking to myself on this thing. And, you know, really, it's not the kind of thing I want to spend money on. I spend my money on experiences that are going to be enriching to me and that are potentially going to increase my positive impact on the world and just my general overall satisfaction. So I generally spend my money on like trainings that have to do with being an effective or positive role model or leader or coach, and mostly apply that stuff to myself, and just, you know, having good values and feeling good about my life and making choices I feel happy about. And then if at some point those things spill over and affect other people positively, then I'm really happy about that as well. But it just hasn't been a priority for me to spend a lot of money on tech. Okay, all I can say about this thing that is coming up that I hope I get an amazing view of is, oh my gosh, the things I'm finding in the Siuslaw National Forest just near where I live these days are incredible. This is so tall and awesome and complex that I can't get it all in one video shot without turning the camera on its side. And now I'm just gonna have to sit here with my camera off for a while and be amazed. This is probably really loud. It's one of those things in nature that I can't really translate to video well. And being out here by myself, I want to stand here and enjoy it and just be with it, but it feels too big for me. Like, it feels too big for my body and soul to really contain. Oh my gosh, this thing is so tall and complex and amazing. There was another trail that forked off of this one to come up to view the waterfall, and I see on the other side of the waterfall another observation platform. I'm going to go back down to that other trail and see if it crosses the river and goes up to that other side and see if I get a different view of the waterfall. So this trail just comes out and looks at this side of the awesome waterfall, and it doesn't connect to the other trail on the other side of the river. And I thought about bouldering across to connect to the other trail and get up and see that other view. It was clearly way too dangerous and not a good idea for me to do in most circumstances, but definitely not when I'm out here alone with no other people to be seen. A broken ankle doesn't sound like a good idea right now. I looked at my All Trails app, and there is a trail that goes down to that side of the waterfall, but it initiates somewhere really far upstream somewhere else. So I'll have to find out what that trail is called. And maybe a different day I can explore that one. How exciting is that? I'm back to the beginning of this trail. It was really awesome. It felt so great to get out here and just feel fully alive and fully myself and fully in touch with nature. And, you know, I've been waxing philosophical and thinking about connection and disconnection, and those are themes for me. And I just want to encourage you most of all to connect with yourself, connect with nature, and be as kind as you can to the people around you. Because we're all just dealing with a lot. We've had a lot going on as entire society, entire world. And negativity is just not helping any of us. And victim mentality also not helping so much. Understandable, but maybe not so helpful. So if you have any little way that you can turn it around for yourself right now, to think something more positive, something more hopeful, connect with yourself, and connect with someone else, an animal, a human, I think it's really worthwhile. A little bit goes a long way. Peace.